Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NBA. Today, guys, the power presented to you by DS and Media, as well as your host, myself, the Slim Scotty. You can follow me on X at R2R30111. You can follow your other host here at Scotty Drown. And we're back at it again. I know you guys weren't able to catch us last week. We had a few things going on. My guy Scotty was celebrating his birthday, so happy belated birthday to him on the pod. Number love. But yeah, man, as you guys can see, top 15 power forwards. The last episode we dropped, we did top 15 centers, and that got quite interesting feedback from you guys. And I know this one will for sure. Me and Scotty lists are very interesting and intriguing for sure, to say the least. And yeah, we will talk about that. Then we'll also dive into some news that dropped this morning with the Kawhi situation. Basically, to sum it up, like him getting paid under the table. We'll leave it at that. And then we're gonna end it out with, of course, the weekly segment of who you got. And yeah, before we dive into that, my guy Scott, how you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. You know what I always say on Hump Day: you cannot complain. We almost there. So,
Yeah, that is
hey,
a
I'm
fact.
happy to be here. I like what you said, man. I think these lists are going to be interesting. I think it's like when we say that, I think we just mean like more interesting than the center position, right? Because I think once you get to the bottom of that list with the centers, it's just you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like there's
yeah,
top end talent, but there's not a lot at the bottom. So this group is a lot more exciting. I had a lot more like cuts I felt like I had to make with this one, and some guys that are quite honestly left off that you could make arguments could be not only on the list but maybe even in the top 10 to some people. So I am excited to get into that with you. But you mentioned it, man. This Kawhi Leonard, LA Clippers,
yeah.
Steve Ballmer type of situation is it's definitely a little weird. And I think what's even weirder to me is some of the stuff that's transpiring after it was reported. Um, See Mark Cuban on X, on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, defending Steve Ballmer, basically saying like Steve Ballmer is this rich, successful guy. He's smart, but then in the same tweet says he got scammed. So is he smart or is he a guy that gets scammed as, this bajillionaire? So it's very interesting seeing one like just obnoxiously rich guy come to the defense of another obnoxiously rich guy that may be in a potentially corrupt situation. And
Hmm.
it just lends to some further back thinking like, is this something that happens more commonly than what we think with when you're talking about outsourced or external funding for NBA contracts for teams, right? So that it's
Hmm.
not impacting their salary cap. It is it's very interesting to think about, but man, what are your thoughts on it, man? Just to start the show off here, because I think that has definitely been the wildest thing reported in the last couple of weeks when it comes to the NBA for real.
Yeah, bro. So like, I had to kind of do my research on this to get like a better understand. Like, obviously, you read the title and stuff. In so many words, it's like a under the table type of thing going on here. He's
Right.
getting paid for a no show type of job, but so basically, like I was saying, I did my research. So first, we actually seen the NBA crack down hard on this kind of thing before. Back in 2000, the Timberwolves got absolutely hammered for a secret deal with Joe Smith. First 5 round picks taking away millions in fines, contracts voided, suspensions handed out. The league showed us wouldn't drop the hammer when the salary cap is being circumvented like that. So in saying that, when you look at the situation with Kawhi, it's like, who knows how long they've been doing this? Like, not even just them, like
Yeah.
around the league. You look at last year when Jalen Brunson took that pay cut, when he just had the best season of his
Yeah.
career, arguably.
With his
So,
father in the like coaching staff slash front office, right? Like just
mhm,
yeah, I feel
yeah.
you.
So for him to have the best season like that, and then he take a pay cut, yeah, they're going to say, well, he's taking a sacrifice for the team to get better, but it's like, really, bro, like. But yeah, then second, like fast forward to recent years, and the punishment look completely different. Like tampering cases now usually just cost you like second round picks. That's basically a slap on the wrist compared to what happened in Minnesota 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And then third, like this is why this Kawhi story is so huge, bro. Like it's not just tampering; it's a direct salary cap dodge. Like when you mess with the foundation of the cap system, the NBA almost has to respond with the kind of nuclear penalties we saw with the Joe Smith case. like not light punishment we got used to seeing today, just kind of be more heavy on it. And so it's interesting to see where it's going to go. I sent you and D-Rab that picture in the group chat, bro. Like the board man gets paid, so they just try to find a way to kind of dodge the, I guess, penalties and try not to get hard capped and things like that. But it's very interesting and intriguing for sure.
Yeah, no, it is interesting, and this is a team that has made some moves over the last couple of years. You bring Harden in, you let Paul George walk out, so it is interesting to just think about the way they've been moving over the last couple of years. Obviously, going for it by putting that team together with Paul George and Kawhi. Um, I think it is suspect, and I do think that the league. This will say a lot about Adam Silver, man, because what was running through my mind whenever you talked about
I
what
agree.
the past punishments versus the more recent punishments, and you have to step on this on the neck, right? Like you have to stomp on
Oh
this
yeah.
at the head right now and make sure that it doesn't continue happening. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to take away first round picks, maybe not the next 25, but maybe the next three, maybe the next 2 to 3, maybe 4. I don't know. Like maybe you suspend them to the point where like they can't make the playoffs no matter what, so they can't get that revenue. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they need to put the foot down though, and I think it will speak a lot on Adam Silver. Because you mentioned, a previous case. Well, that was with David Stern, and he handled that shit. And David Stern was a little bit more strict, and he did stop that CP3 deal from going through to keep it from being
Yeah,
a super team established in the NBA. So you start to look at the way things have kind of just turned in the NBA the last maybe 10, 15 years. You look at super teams, stars switching teams, stars only going to basically lucrative cities like LA, like Miami, right?
mhm.
And it gets a little fishy all the way up to the top to Adam Silver. So yeah, I think Adam Silver's got to drop the bomb on the Clippers here. They'll go through their investigation. They'll get the facts, but it's hard to look away, right? It's hard to look
Oh
away
yeah.
from something this obvious.
Yeah, and then also, bro, you have to keep in mind, like, this is a big deal for sure. You have like a lot of people going to have their eyes on this case to see what they do in terms of like punishment. And to your point, man, you have to kind of put your foot down so that things like this won't happen again.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of had this theory. I just told you this before we went on air, that these types of things have been going on for quite some time. When you see guys like all-star caliber players, heck, even superstars taking like major pay cuts to join like another team, so it's just kind of interesting to me. So
Yeah, no, it is interesting. And as a Sixers fan, I just think back to Sam Hinkie, his the penalty that the Sixers faced when Sam Hinkie got basically booted out of the league for tanking over those.
yeah,
It's just crazy to think about. So yeah, I do want to see the hammer dropped on the Clippers, quite honestly. And we do have one of their first round picks in the upcoming years, so I would love to just
hey
have that like
man,
completely gifted to
it's
us.
a
You know what
very
I mean?
it's a full circle moment. Yeah, you go from PG to potentially having another like top three pick. So
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, bro. It's interesting, but we'll see, man. We'll see where the Clippers and Kawhi go from. What was Kawhi doing over the weekend? He was somewhere, some type of was it some type of basketball event?
I think
Was
he in
this in Asia?
Japan, bro. He
He's
in
in Japan. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
because
thought.
he had made this funny statement like whenever he shoot the ball, he say wet something. Like, I said that dude's so funny, bro. Like,
And he says everything with a stale face.
yeah, that's
Nah,
a
he's a
fun guy, man. Fun guy.
funny guy for sure. You ready to get into these top 15 power forwards, bro?
Absolutely, man. Let's dive
This
right
is
into
gonna
it.
be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. You want to do
Uh,
it the same way we did last well, not last week, but the last show.
yeah, that's. I was just gonna ask you that. Should we do 15 on enough,
Do you want
or,
to do it that way?
or should we kind of?
Bottom to
Yeah,
top or top to
I
bottom?
think we should keep it that way because
Okay.
that way it kind of makes it more the anticipation like more highly.
Yeah, yeah. You
So
got to stick around for the whole show to see who's number one.
yeah, yeah, for sure, absolutely. No shortcuts around here, brother.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I kick it out, bro. So for
All right.
me, coming in at number 15, bro, I got Draymond Green, defensive IQ, leadership, still has a ton of value. He has been on the decline the past couple of years, but he's still one of the best playmakers in his league. Obviously, still one of the best defenders in his league. He just made first team all defense last year, and I think that's like he's getting close to the record for like most, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But nonetheless, he still has value on the court despite him being on the decline. So yeah, for me, man, that's how I got coming in number 15, Draymond Green.
I like it. I like it. For me at number 15, brother, I am gonna go with Julius Randle. And so this one was interesting for
Oh,
me.
okay. Oh, so you switched up, huh? I see. I
I
see.
had to. Well, we discussed
Yeah, we
some of the
yeah
different
yeah
positional
yeah we
defense.
had to kind of go over some things,
We had to
check.
maneuver.
Yeah.
But I went with Julius Randle, obviously 18 points per game, close to 19 points per game, 7 rebounds, play makes. Where it comes down to the line for Julius Randle ultimately is his defensive efforts. Sometimes can be a bit of a shot chucker. So that's where he kind of falls down my list a little bit more. But he could be higher, man, if he can continue to build that efficiency and consistency with Minnesota that we started to see down the stretch in the postseason. The thing is, the up and downs, man, they can be so volatile, right? He can be so good and then so bad. If we can just get that closer to the middle, he kind of is what he is at this point in his career, though. We're going to sit here and look for improvements. Julius Randle is who he is, but he's one of those guys I was talking about. He could be in your top 10 for all I know. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I go with Julius Randle at number 15, brother.
Okay, so I like that. Number 14 for me, man, I got Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. He has a super promising future. Athletic, can play make. He's pretty fast on the break. We kind of seen him having like an all-star type of year before he went down with an injury last year. Because I definitely was voting for him when the fans had.
Oh, what the heck? We'll see if we can get Slim back in here momentarily. That is never good. That was abrupt. He just got kicked out the space and all. He's not even on my screen at all anymore here. But there he is.
Yeah, fuck
Back.
bro. What just happened? It's
I
just
have no idea. That's the first time I have ever seen something like
a
that. But welcome
person
back.
is talking and it's just this. That's crazy. My bad, chat. Anyway, I got Jalen Johnson at 14, and yeah, I got Jalen Johnson. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Number 14 for me is going to be Scotty Barnes. This is another interesting guy. I look at what he was able to do last season: 19 points per game, close to 8 rebounds, close to 6 assists, so he can play make. Obviously hits the boards. He is a pretty good defender as well. 1.4 steals per game. I think he averaged close to a block per game. It's really just the shooting percentages with Scotty Barnes and just the contributions towards winning, right? I need to see him be a part of a winning team to prove that he is a winning player. But ultimately, what it comes down to with Scotty Barnes for me is efficiency, coming in at number 14.
Hey man, that's fair. So what we at? 13 now, right? Yeah.
Yes, 13.
Okay. So
13.
we at 13. Oh, for me, now this is a guy. I'm not gonna lie. It was like a tug of war type of thing. It just feel like you start to wonder, do you have him down too low, or and that's Scotty Barnes, bro. He's your do it all wing, all star type of trajectory. He's still
Yeah,
developing. He was an all star, I think last year actually. But to your point, man, just start to wonder like, can he do it? Play meaningful basketball.
yeah,
Only time will tell with that, but he has all the potential in the world to be a top 10 power for sure. Like his skill
I
set,
agree.
he can defend 1 through 5. And he had one year where he shot nearly 40% from 3-point range. Now, to your point about his shooting percentages, last year wasn't the best, but the year before that, it was pretty solid, I'd say. Like I said, almost
Yeah,
40%. So he has all the potential in the world to be a top 10 power forward in this league. But, only time will tell with that. But I got Scotty Barnes coming in at number 13.
That's a good point about Scotty as well. The shooting numbers going down was a lot of the reason that he ended up so low on my list as well. Going into last season, I had him higher on the list, quite honestly, because he had the better shooting season the
Yeah,
season before.
I think that both of us did actually.
Yeah, so it is interesting to see him fall down. The numbers don't really drop, but the shooting numbers do. See if he can pick that up. Number 13 for me. And as I'm looking at 15 through 11, like my bottom five here, these guys are all like situational. Like they have all the talent in the world, but it's like situation, or maybe it's off the court. Maybe it's a mental block, whatever the case may be. But I have Jaren Jackson Jr. at 13, man. And I think obviously you can argue him into the top 10, maybe the top 7, top 6-ish when you really start to get up there. But for me, once again, man, staying on the basketball court, the foul trouble has just been something consistent throughout his career. And then also the injury concerns as well always play a part for me with Jaren Jackson Jr. And I just, I think he's a solid player. Like, I think he's a good player. I think the ability to stretch the floor is great. His defensive ability is obviously great. It's just all the little things in between as well, right? The lack of playmaking, the lack of making teammates around you better. I think little things like that is what drops Jaren Jackson Jr. on my list here. But once again, could be in the top 10, top 7-ish in reality, if you think about true top-end ceiling talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree, man. And to your point, what you said about, like, at this point of the list, those are the type of guys we're at. They have all the potential in the world to be top 10, heck, even top 5.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at with this next guy. Coming in number 12, bro, I got Zion Williamson. Talent is top 5, bro. But health and his availability is what kept him down so low. It ain't no secret. We know the talent is there with Zion. Like, if you watch that play-in game in 2024, bro, he was going nuts in that game. So he has all the talent in the world, just his health and him being available is why he's down so low. He could easily be top 5 on my list without a doubt. So, yeah, that's what I got coming in at number 12, Zion Williamson, man.
Interesting, brother. Interesting. That's super low for my boy Zion, but I get it. He's got to play simply.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Number what? We're on 12, right?
Yeah, we're on 12.
Yeah, 12. Number 12. This is a guy that, man, you could once again. I've already said could be top 10. Simply didn't play enough games last year. He played 36 games last season. I'm talking about Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. I think this kid, we've talked about it on the show before. I think we may have talked about it the last show when we talked about the Hawks and the Magic. But this guy is it. He's showcased that he has it at the NBA level. He can be an all-star level power forward, especially in the Eastern Conference. And I loved what he did last season. 19 points per game, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. So he covered all the categories, over a steal and a half per game, a block per game. The shooting percentages are decent, 50, 31, 75 splits. Just got to play more games, but I expect him to take off this upcoming season.
Hey, man, that's a nice way to put it, bro, for sure. But for me, man, coming in at number 11, you just mentioned this guy on your list, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. He won Defensive Player of the Year 3 years ago. He's still an elite rim protector. But his lack of consistency on the offensive end kind of hold him back for sure, in my opinion, from reaching his full potential. Me and you always said this, like off the air. I don't know if we said it on the air, but there are a few teams out here that is a Jaren Jackson away from getting over that hump and winning the NBA title.
Yeah.
When you look at his particular skill set and what he can provide to a team, being able to provide that versatility on the defensive end, and then offensively being able to stretch the floor and things like that. So for me, man, I got Triple J coming in at number 11, man. So yeah.
No, that's a good point. I mean, he is everything that you would really want in your power forward. Like, if you're not going to get a superstar power forward, like this is what you want: a shot blocker, a guy that can spread the floor. So I like it. Number 11 for me, man, another guy that, whether it's, injuries keeping him out of the lineup or just inconsistencies up and down. Maybe he took a step back from the season before. I'm talking about Lauri Markkanen over in Utah. This is a guy that was, to your point about Jaren Jackson Jr., Lauri was a guy that was very heavily coveted around the league. Obviously, looking at a Utah organization that's completely rebuilding the last few years. And last year, I don't know. It's not. I don't even know if you say he took a step back or he just hasn't evolved the way you may think that he was going to. And, once again, he just seems very like, I don't want to say one dimensional, but I guess when you look at it from the offensive deep, he is kind of one dimensional, like offensively focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's always been a decent liability on defense, even though he is 7 foot. He's not that elite rim protector that you usually see. He's just a floor spacer, man. And quite honestly, he's not even rebounding the ball at an excessive rate. I think he averaged like 6 rebounds last year at 7 feet tall. That's just not what I want to see, quite honestly. I think in my power forward position, I want to see 7, 8, 9 double-digit rebounds per game if possible, right? Maybe that's asking a little bit too much, but 7 to 9 rebounds is solid for me. For a 7-footer, I'd like to see you approaching 10. So, yeah, that's where Lauri comes into me. I wonder about the effort. That's all I'm saying. But
for sure, yeah.
Talented guy.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup, bro, for sure. For me though, man, coming in at number 10, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I think D-Rab had asked about him on the last episode, and I'm pretty sure like anybody else that was watching was kind of wondering why he didn't make the list. But I will say this: if he was on the centers list, he probably would have been more higher. And that is Chet Holmgren. I got him coming at number 10. That makes it seem kind of low for a guy like that, but hey, that's why I got him. He has defensive versatility, 3-point shooting, unicorn skill set, the current reigning NBA champion. He has all the potential in the world. His first official season, he was a center in the league, but they transitioned him down to the 4 when they went out there and got Isaiah Hartenstein, just because I guess they knew he wasn't ready for that moment yet. He still got to gain some weight, get physical with those guys. So him being at the 4 has actually been pretty successful for him. So yeah, man, that's what I got coming in number 10, Chet Holmgren.
I like it. Number 10 for me, brother, is going to be OG Anunoby. This is one we talked about offline. Obviously, you can go back and forth. Is he a wing? Is he a power forward? For the New York Knicks, he was playing a lot of power forward last year, and he is a guy that can defend the other team's best player, which is why he got into the top 10, right? I do love a guy that can go out and defend, but he's also a guy that can play make a little bit. He can get in the lane, but his calling card is spacing the floor, especially that 3-and-D kind of role. So I do like that. He kind of fits in that same area with like the Jaren Jackson Juniors, though, in that sense of, do you make the other guys around you better, right? He's a good player. Defensively, he makes the guys around him better, sure. But offensively, do you get involved enough to make the other guys better offensively? That's where he kind of lacks. That's where Lauri lacked. That's where Jaren Jackson Jr. lacked. They kind of fit all together there. But, yeah, went with OG.
Yeah, I like it, man. Coming in for me at number 9, man, you mentioned this guy, Julius Randle, bullet ball scorer, strong rebounder, streaky, but in a sense, kind of impactful, depending on how you look at it. I'm not gonna lie, the reason this guy jumped up on my list, because I know you got him kind of low, is because, what he did in the playoffs to my Warriors, to be exact. I just kind of looked at him in a different light, like, oh, okay, Julius can rise to the occasion if need be. If his number is called upon, he can kind of deliver. And he did that in great fashion, man. This dude was balling out of control. Not even in a series against my Warriors, pretty much the whole playoffs run. Like, he had his moments where he was not good, but for the most part, he was pretty solid. I would say that he was more playable than Cat in a sense, if you want to look at it from that point of view. So, yeah, man, that's what I got coming in at number 9, man, Julius Randle.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, no, that's a fair point with Julius Randle. Once again, I think it's just that volatility with Julius Randle. Like you said, he left an imprint on you. He can be that good. Like, he is that good when he's at his best. So I'm not going to argue too much with you there. Coming in at number 9 for me is the guy you just spoke about. I believe he was your number 10, Chet? Number 10? Yeah. Well, he comes in at number 9 for me for similar reasons to you. I think, with the centers, he could probably get a little bit higher. I think from a skill talent level, you could probably put him a little bit higher, maybe. This group's very talented, so it is hard to say that. But I think Chet ends up in this spot simply because of the guys around him, in a sense, where he could do more. He just doesn't have to in order for that team to be successful. You got SGA, you got J-Dub over there. So I do like Chet and his skill set. Everything he presents is everything I would want in a power forward.
Yeah.
He just doesn't get the utilization that some of these other guys get. So
yeah, his usage rate compared to most of these guys isn't that high. So you got a point right there.
Yeah.
So you got Chet at number 9, right?
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah, okay, cool. So for me, man, number 8, this guy's probably he probably is my favorite player on this list. I've grown to appreciate this guy over the past couple of years. He's become one of my favorite role players in the league today, and that's Aaron Gordon, bro. You talk about a guy who has constantly improved his game over the years. He shot like 44% from 3-point range last year. The year before that, it was pretty good. He just constantly puts the work in. And yeah, man, he's an elite defender, the ultimate glue guy, perfect winning piece in Denver. And yeah, like he's the perfect piece to put along Jokic and all that. But that's the guy coming in at number 8, man, Aaron Gordon.
I like it, man. Aaron Gordon. It's funny he didn't make my top 15. I'll just throw that out there. But I definitely thought about him a lot. He's a perplexing player because the stats don't like jump off the screen at you, but obviously you can see his impact in the postseason for Denver for sure.
He's a winning player for sure.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Number 8, man. This is interesting. You know, I realize I got some Duke bias in this list, but I'm gonna live with it, brother. Number 8 comes with Evan Mobley. That's where Evan Mobley ends up coming on my list, brother. What I found with the players above him, I think it's best to just talk about that because I think we all know the otherworldly talent that he is. It's just these other players I have ahead of him, I would build my team around them. In the sense, I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't build my team around Evan Mobley, but compared to the guys I have ahead of him, I just don't know if he can be the center point of a successful basketball team yet. I think in the long run, he can become that. I think as he gets more offensively developed, he can become that. But he does have a great baseline of skill. The defensive prowess is just ridiculous. His ability to block shots. He rebounds pretty well for his frame, I would say. He's just a very lanky guy. And he did average close to 19 points last season. I think upward, his potential is top 5, top 3 power forward in the NBA at the end of it. So just to give him credit where it's due, but the guys that come ahead of him, I would just build a team around them before I would build it around him.
Hey, that's fair. So you said that you had Duke bias. So Evan Mobley went to Duke, or are you talking about like the guys in front?
No, I'm saying I got Zion above him, and I don't know if I don't think that's actually fair. Is what I'm actually saying, man. Yeah, I don't think Zion is fair. I think Evan Mobley should be. I think he should be above Zion if we're talking about building your team around him, given Zion's injury history, right? So just being fair, I got the Duke sweatshirt on. I'm operating with bias, but yeah. That's what I meant, brother.
It's kind of obvious, but it is what it is. But anyway, though, bro, you don't have to spoil your pick there either. But hey.
Yeah, Zion's next.
This dude here, bro. Anyway, man, so we're at 7 now, right?
Yeah,
okay.
7.
So for me, coming in at number 7, this guy is fresh off an NBA Finals run. Ever since he made it to this team, they has elevated their level of play. And that is Pascal Siakam, man, steady all-star 2-way production with big game impact. Pascal Siakam is one of those guys in the league that with the game on the line, you want the ball in his hands for sure. And yeah, his impact is second to none. We all know what he's about. NBA champion. And like I just mentioned, fresh off an NBA Finals run. Unfortunately, they was unable to get the job done. But hey, he ultimately helped lead those guys to the promised land. And yeah, I got Pascal Siakam coming in at number 7.
I like it. I'll get to Siakam here shortly, but Zion comes in at number 7 for me, as I previously mentioned. Obviously, the argument is going to be games played, and I think that's a fair argument, quite honestly. But when he's on the court, man, it's a bit ridiculous, the numbers he puts up. Close to 25 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 57% from the field, 23% from the 3, 66 from the line. Do need to get those numbers up. But this guy, man, it's actually sad. I mean, just has all the signs of a superstar, but just cannot stay on the court, whether it's mental,
Yeah,
physical, or
that's so
just
true, bro.
little shawties on the side, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know, man.
hey,
His mind's not in the right place all the
it's
time.
not. I seen Zion throwing up gang signs, bro, this past summer, bro. It was tough, bro. I was like, damn.
Throwing up game, like where? What are we doing, man? Mind is not in the right place. Talent is there though, bro.
He has all the talent in the world, bro. No cap. Yeah, hey, that's solid. For me, man, coming in number 6, you just mentioned this guy, Evan Mobley. He's one of my favorite young players in the league. Fresh off of Defense Player of the Year, elite defender, and he's growing his offensive bag, like you just mentioned. He almost averaged 19 points per game. He made the All Star game this year. And yeah, he has all the potential in the world. He's constantly evolving and growing as a player. And yeah, man, I think offensively he can be something special. He has gotten a lot of comparison from, you know, being compared to KG, which I could see that. They both similar frame sets, 6'11", and they kind of play the same in a sense. So I could see that.
How
But
old is
yeah,
Mobley? Do you know?
Mobley is like he's in his early 20s for sure, like 23 maybe, something like that.
Yeah, he's got a bright future for sure. Yeah, I think he easily. Man, I guess these other guys are just that good, but
Hmm.
like when I think of power forwards and I think of Evan Mobley, I think top 5, and then I wrote them down, go through the positions, and he just didn't end up in the top 5. But top 5 talent, it feels like at least. But
Elite defender.
number 6 is a guy you just talked about for me, Pascal Siakam, obviously a playoff riser. We've seen it in Toronto. He helped them get to a championship. He helped the Pacers get to back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals trips and then
Mhm.
an NBA Finals trip. He's only been there two season and a half so far. So um,
Yeah.
it's crazy to think about what he's accomplished. He's the perfect fit next to Tyrese Halliburton. Let's hope Hallie gets healthy. And yeah, man, I do. I think Siakam, he's shown that he has what it takes in the postseason to get you a win or two in a series, right? And I think that's what you need your superstars to do. You get a win or two from your superstar, you get a win from, a couple of role players, and then maybe your other superstar gets you another win or two. And I think that's how successful teams win. Pascal Siakam does it all. He's a gamer. So yeah, that's why he gets into my top 6 here.
Hey, hey, man, that's pretty cool. But for me, man, coming in number 5, one of my favorite young players in the league, your guy from Duke, P5 Paulo, young star, offensive engine, and future franchise face. You seen the trajectory he was on last season before he went down with that injury. He was straight killing it.
Yeah.
When he came back, he had some wrinkles to iron out. It kind of took some time for him to get back into that rhythm. But nonetheless, man, this guy is a future MVP. I say he has all that potential to be that. Some will argue potential face of the league. Who knows? He has all the tools to be that. And yeah, man, I got Paulo coming in number 5. Very, very, very bright future and special talent for sure.
Paulo top 5 for me as well, man, but he's not number 5. Number 5.
Let me get ready for this one.
Number 5 for me, brother, is gonna be Kevin Durant. And I know that sounds kind of crazy because it's Kevin Durant. We're talking about one of the best players of all time. Like, this is one of the arguably the best scorer of all time. And he's still doing it at a very efficient rate. I think he averaged close to 27 points last season, 53, 43, 84 splits. Obviously, he puts the ball through the net, 6 rebounds per game, 4.2 assists per game, a block per game. So he's still getting it done, man. I just think these guys ahead of him are going to and have been asked of for more. And that comes with a team being built around them, leading a team to the promised land or to the playoffs or to the second round, whatever the case may be. And I just think KD is a little bit past that in his career. It's not to say that he can't score the rock. I'm not saying that. He'll still average 25 points per game next season. But do I think it will be his team in Houston? It's interesting. I could just see it as more of a well-rounded type of unit. double-digit scores all over the place. So it's interesting, but this is where it gets tight. I go with KD at number 5, man.
Hey man, it's tough. For me, man, coming in number 4, you just said his name, Easy Money Sniper KD, a veteran, still a lethal scorer and shot maker. I'm gonna say something he simply said in the interview back then. He was like, I'm Kevin Durant, you know who I am, so we all know who KD is. I don't have to get into no
That's
type
fair.
of
It's fair.
reason. Hey, top 4 for me, KD coming in number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Well, top 5 coming in number 4.
Love it. Love it. We basically had those two guys in opposite positions. I got Paolo at number 4. You know how I feel about Paolo. Obviously, he's a Duke guy, but I brought this to you and D-Rab's attention. D-Rab in the comments in the playoffs when Orlando was playing Boston. Now, I'll admit it was a little foolish, and I've corrected the list here. But I had asked you guys, is Paolo better than Jason Tatum? It was after he had like a 40-point explosion against the Boston Celtics in the postseason. At the end of it, looking back, I know like Jason Tatum is still a better player than Paolo Banchero right now. But I think the fact that I had to ask myself that is part of the reason I have him up this high. And I think next year, man, you start to see this team really built properly around him. I think you'll really be able to see what he can do as a playmaker and making other guys better. He's going to get so many assists just off open shooters because the attention is going to be drawn to him. He's going to get double teamed. So I really like what Paolo's building there in Orlando. 26 points per game, close to 8 rebounds per game, close to 5 assists per game. Mm-hmm. Just got to get the 3-point shot a little bit more consistent. He's at 32%. You would love to see it around that 37, 38%, right? For his size and his ability. I think the sky's the limit for Paolo, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mess with it, man. Coming in number 3, man, top 3. Not gonna lie, like off the top of my head right now, this guy would easily be top 2 if we was doing small forward. But it's like he plays more small forward, power forward, hybrid. You know.
Okay, I can see that reasoning. Okay, go ahead. My bad.
He plays more small forward, power forward, like hybrid. Still an elite scorer, playmaking, pretty good defender. And that's Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. I got him coming in number 3. Now, this was kind of like a tug-of-war type of thing. It's like you don't want to disrespect him because he has had one hell of a run before he went down with that injury in the playoffs the past several years, I'd say. But I feel like this is pretty fair, you know, doing top 15 power forwards list coming in at number 3, JT.
Yeah, no, that is an interesting perspective. And you know what? Well, do you want to just give your top 2 and then I'll just give my top 3?
Yeah, we can do it like that, yeah. So for me,
they're the same. So
yeah, so for me coming at number 2, man, my guy, AD, two-way monster, dominant on both ends when healthy. It ain't no secret. I don't know what this brother can do, for sure. So yeah, AD coming at number 2, and then number 1. You know, it's kind of obvious. Still the best power forward. Some will argue alive. MVP level every year.
Yeah.
A walking 30 points. And that's Giannis, the Greek freak of the Milwaukee Bucks. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's my number 1 as well, Giannis, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's an unstoppable force. We've had our, outbursts or playoff trips against him or whatever in Philly. Whatever the case may be, he's an annoying player to play against. There's a reason why it's annoying, right? It's because he's really good at what he does. He's super physical, and he could get more efficient, right? But he's like the best inefficient player, like inefficiently shooting player, right? He doesn't have a 3-point shot. He shoots the mid range pretty well. Like, to be fair, he does what he does well at a really, really high rate, and he's really good at it, man, which is why he comes in at number 1. Number 2 is Jason Tatum for me. But I do get your point, like just more of like filling the position and like what the position is meant to do. AD being the shot blocker, the defensive presence that he is, and the rebounding as well. I can see why you go that route. I think I just went with Tatum. We've seen what he's been able to do the last couple of years in Boston. Perennial all-star. I don't think you can go wrong with either of those guys, quite honestly. But I went with Tatum at 2, Anthony Davis at number 3. It's interesting, man. They got Lively down there in Dallas. They've got Cooper Flagg. They've got PJ Washington. So, like, it'll be interesting to see what they do in Dallas. Like, what position does Anthony Davis really play this season? Do you have him playing that, like, hybrid power forward with Lively out there? Do you put him up at center and put Cooper Flagg at the 4, put PJ Washington at the 4, and Flagg at the 3? Like, they have a lot of options depending on where they want to go with that. So it'll be interesting to see what AD finishes his career out as, in the sense.
Well, you know what position you want to play, because the last time he mentioned something about a center, he was traded like a week later. So, you know, you got to remember that. So.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. AD says he tired of getting banged up, man. For real. He can't handle the physicalities.
It'll be interesting, man. They got something nice built down there in Dallas. So
we'll see for sure. So yeah, man, we can kind of go through this quickly. I want to see if AI can catch this. Like, we can just name 1 through 15 very quickly and see if they catch it. So AI, if you're listening, help us out here. So for me, here's my top 15 power forwards in NBA 1 through 15. I got Giannis, AD, Tatum, KD, Paolo, Evan Mobley, Pascal, Aaron Gordon, Julius Randle, Chet, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zion, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson, then Draymond Green at 15.
Got you. And my top 15 power forwards, also going to start with Giannis, number 2, Tatum, number 3, Anthony Davis, number 4, Paolo Banchero, number 5, Kevin Durant, number 6, Pascal Siakam, number 7, Zion Williamson, number 8, Evan Mobley, number 9, Chet Holmgren, number 10, OG Anunoby, number 11, Lauri Markkanen, number 12, Jalen Johnson, number 13, Jaren Jackson Jr., number 14, Scotty Barnes, and number 15, Julius Randle.
Hey, top 15 power forwards in NBA. Make sure you guys happen to be ready, locked in for next week. Top 15 small forwards should be interesting for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do we got to close out the show, my brother?
Did you want to talk about that PJ Washington?
Hey, go ahead,
hey,
bro.
Hey, Brittany, is it Rena?
Brittany Renner, I think.
Brittany Rena, PJ Washington, baby mama. It's this viral clip going around. I think it happened Sunday, I want to say, of him going to pick up his child, and basically to sum it up, she started like, they had some words. She called him broke ass nigga and shit, like. And it's just so funny how like 2 to 3 days later, this man just got a contract extension from the Dallas Mavericks, 4 years, $90 million. That's like roughly $22 million a year. And yeah, like who's really broke now? You know. So, hey, he is paying child support though. I will say.
Yeah. I cannot stand that. Like, do not call this man broke. Like, you could call this man a lot of things. You can call him a piece of shit dad. You can call him whatever you want in that sense. But this man is not broke. Right. He actually is probably funding your lifestyle. So, like, I don't want to hear that shit. I thought that was hella disrespectful. But who gets the last laugh, nonetheless?
Yeah, he got the last laugh for sure. Hey,
shout out PJ Washington.
Hey, he probably bought all his sons out of ice creams in the world, man.
Hey, I thought I've been seeing a lot of rumors that he might get traded from Dallas, but I guess not, bro.
Yeah, I seen y'all the Sixers being in the conversation. Yeah, I seen.
We need a power forward, but
I doubt
not at that price.
Because they probably play him at the 3 now, honestly.
Yeah, they could.
But yeah, man, you know how we do it, man. The weekly segment to end the show out.
I've been waiting for this one.
Yeah, who you got, man? Dirk Nowitzki versus KG all the time. Who you got? You got Dirk gave us the fade. KG brought the rage. 2 legends on stage. Who you got in the cage? All the time. Who you got, man? Dirk with the fade or KG with the rage, man? Who you got?
Slim Glock. Yeah. Hey, this one is so interesting, brother. When it comes to a career standpoint, I think I have to give the nod to Dirk Nowitzki, brother. You know, going into this segment and like looking this up, I did not expect to come out with that answer just based
Oh,
on
what was
my
it?
experience of like watching them over their careers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just always looked like throughout my life, I always looked at KG as like more of like the leader, and like obviously he's vocal and he's expressive with his emotion.
Oh yeah.
But Dirk spent 21 years on one team, led that team to the finals, won that team an NBA championship. He's a 12-time All NBA selection compared to KG only 9. 6 all time in NBA scoring. So he's the 6th highest scorer all time. And then obviously he was the finals MVP. I think that's very specific to be with Dirk compared to Kevin Garnett, because Kevin Garnett has a championship. He wasn't nearly as impactful as Dirk was to his championship, being the focal point of that Dallas team. So I did have to go with Dirk, but I will say with this, man, when it comes to my preference, I have a really hard time picking against KG and that grit and that rage you talked about, because there's just something about that I do love. I love that expressive character. So I don't know, man. It's tough, but I'll go with Dirk as far as career.
Hey man, I like how you said that, man, for sure. You gave Dirk his flowers, but if you had a preference, you would go with KG. So yeah, I
Yeah,
respect that.
yeah,
But
straight up.
no, man, a quick breakdown like Dirk Nowitzki, 2007 MVP, revolut, fuck, revolut, bro, revolutionized the stretch big.
There we go.
31,000 career points, bro. 2011 finals run, cementing his legacy, bro. Pure scoring, shooting unmatched at that position. You know, Carden times like to say he's the self-proclaimed best shooting big man of all time, but I had to get that nod to Dirk for sure. So
Yeah,
known for loyalty, carrying Dallas to a title over a super team. You know, like you mentioned, 2011 when
yeah,
they played the Miami Heat. You know, they had D Wade, Bosh, and LeBron. So
yeah.
he got the job done. So you got to commend a guy for doing that. That was not easy for sure. But then
It's a great
KG.
point. Yeah.
He brought that intensity, that defense, the versatility. One of the best two-way force to ever play this game. Could guard 1 through 5, high energy leader, define the culture whenever he played. You know, KG is one of those dudes like how we're doing a podcast right now. I could dead ass. If he was in my backyard, I could probably hear him right here. He just, he's one of those type of dudes, bro.
He's still like that on the pod. Yes,
Yeah.
that ass.
Yeah. So and also he won MVP back in 2004. He anchored the Boston Celtics 2008 championship run. So yeah, but if I had to pick, bro, I would probably go with Dirk on this one. You know what he did in 2011, that was pretty impressive. That's like a top 5 championship run, like
Yeah,
of all time in my books. And yeah, and that's not even taking that away from KG. We all know what
yeah,
KG brought to the game. And to your point, I can see where you come from. Like, if you had to pick career wise, you would give the nod to Dirk. But from a preference standpoint, you probably would go with KG. And I would probably have to agree with that. Like, you have to go in there like a dog fight. You want somebody like KG on your team, bro. You want
yeah.
to, go in there and get the job done. So, yeah, but overall, bro, I had to go with Dirk.
Who did the Celtics beat in KG champion? Was it the Lakers?
'08, was it? Yeah, it was definitely Lakers because
Lakers.
Kobe got his revenge the next year.
You're right. Yep, you are right, my man.
So,
Yeah. This little segment really glossened up, my knowledge on Dirk Nowitzki, put some respect on it. Obviously, I knew he was a great player. I knew how important he was to the Dallas Mavericks, but I think this kind of highlights how important he was to the NBA in general. So definitely give him his flowers. Also, shout out to KG.
yeah, bro, I can't believe I got slipped to saying that. Bro, like,
Hey, it happens, bro. We late in the day and shit. It happens.
yeah,
Don't worry, bro.
yeah, you're right about that.
We getting better every episode.
Yeah, for sure. But if you ain't got nothing else, well, I'll let you close it out. But hey, man, that's a wrap for today. We broke the cap and debated the greats. Keep your eyes on the court and stay up for the plays. And yeah, man, this is a good segment for sure. A good episode overall.
Yeah.
Top 15 power forwards. And make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on notifications on so you won't miss any more of this great content moving forward. Follow us on TikTok. We post a lot of shorts on there as well. Keep you guys up to date. And yeah, man, NBA season right around the corner, and we will try to be back again next week for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got to see how the work schedules play out, but we will be back next week with top 15 small forwards. and whatever else seems to pop up in the NBA world. It's been kind of quiet. We got the Kawhi news today. We got the PJ Washington. We're reporting a PJ Washington extension. Like that's how dead the news is right now. But we got some restricted free agents that should be coming to a conclusion at some point over the next month.
I hope.
So we'll see how it plays out. But I agree with you, my man. Great episode. We will see you guys next week. And as always, thank you for tuning in to NBA to the Galaxy podcast.
Peace, y'all.
Peace out.